wannan yana da can.
said, no. Like I said, no election is not psychologically and emotionally prepared. That's a drama to sit down before. So it's not because you say we put on the candidate. And then everybody passport to raise the man and passport to him. Say, come and be our candidate. Nobody knows that. So the whole thing is not about presidency, about what I have never liked. But even if you win president for that, you don't have so much money. The attitude will not around. You don't around. So what is important to me is that the spirit is still on and to make an impact coming out from the passage of the country. Certainly, that's super exciting.
Your Excellency, before the convention, expectation of the party has why do you think this, unification never happened, prelude to the
First of all, let me just clearly say, and I agree, it depends on what you have at that moment. What's your vision for your country? So we have a lot of personal things. Not for the interest of the country. Some people try to be able, when you don't really have ego, you just claim and then people for that.
You reunite and there's scuffle within the party, the differences would be cleared. But eventually we didn't see that happen. And Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi has even gone as far as exiting the party. Why do you think this, unification never happened, prelude to the convention?
First of all, let me just clearly say, and I have to, it depends on what you have at the back of your mind. What is your vision for the party? Some people have a lot of personal things, not for the interest of the party. Some people try to bring ego when they don't even have the ego. You just claim and let people know that you are there when you are not there. That you are physically standing does not necessarily mean that you are there. We tried as much as we could for them to see reasons why they must all come together. Now we are at this point where if they really love Philippines, Bala Mohammed precisely, that will be last week, Tuesday or Wednesday, if I'm not wrong. I don't have his number, but he called my agency that he wants to speak to me. And my agency came, I said, okay, call him back. He called him back. And we accepted that I said he wants to see me. That he was just coming from Lagos now. And so he wants to see me. I said, okay, I'm not in town, but they're around tomorrow. So when I come in tomorrow, I'll give you a call. He said he will be waiting for the call. And of course, I fulfilled that. And they gave up the resolution to FCT. Let's talk about the candidate. Now that the period of the tenure of the new members of the president now. And we saw that and we were discussing. And he said, look, can we put off the convention so I'll be able to sit down and discuss? I said, no, that is wrong. You can't shoot yourself. I want you to shoot myself too. The court said, do not hold this convention. You set up a committee headed by Wakil Nandamawa, an elderly person, made up of prominent Nigerians who are members of PDP. And they came up with a resolution to you and said, listen, let's set up a caretaker committee. Now that the period of the tenure or the tenure of the incumbent National Working Committee is almost coming to an end. Yeah. So it will help us so that nobody will go in a divided form. You refused that advice. I was not the one who set up the committee. You set up the committee. Rather, you accuse the committee which you set up of being compromised. You refuse. You went and had your so-called convention. After the so-called convention, you went back to the Federal High Court in Ibadan and filed a suit that the Federal High Court should validate your convention. Should validate your convention. We didn't go to court. You went to the Federal High Court in Ibadan. And the Federal High Court said, listen, how could you come back to us after two of our courts, Justice Omotosho, Justice Lefu, had given judgment in two separate cases that this convention should not hold, pending, try to follow due processes, and you refused. You went ahead to hold the convention, and you have the audacity to come back to the same convention. Federal High Court is one. To now say we should validate that convention, which we have said it should not hold. Whatever you did in that convention is a nullity. And therefore, we set it aside. Two, look at these people. The National Secretary and the chairman today, by Nyesom Wike, filed to join in that suit, which he filed against INEC and the Federal High Court. I said, look, and you did not challenge, you did not, challenge that environment. And therefore say, look, I recognize the National the Caretaker Committee to be supervising the affairs of the party pending when you hold your convention. And the Caretaker Committee has come up, approved by NEC, that look, go ahead and hold convention so we can have people who are now elected. And you are telling me to say, look, we should stop holding the convention. That will be the worst mistake anybody will make. In fact, by suggesting that, it means that you're up to something. What I expected you to do, how do we participate? And that's the way it is done. And I said, okay, you now understand, okay, what positions are we giving them? I said, no. This was another problem. Positions have been zoned to the 6 geopolitical zones that make up the country. You are from the northeast. I'm from the south side. Now what we should do, look at positions that are zoned in the various geopolitical zones. Tell people to purchase nomination from. Then before that convention, we would have sat down and come up with what we normally do called unity list. But it will not be as you are sitting here with me, I begin to say, you take this, you take that. That is not personal, it's not my property. And then you must also attend the convention to show indeed, let the whole world see that indeed we are part of the whole thing. He said no, that they want to have 3 minutes. I said, okay, what position do you want to have? He said we should give the National Secretary. I said, come on. He has been just been conquered now. And you want to take this elephant meat? You're not talking from a storm. I am the one who went to war, who won, And you want to take the lion's share? That would not be fair. It would not be fair. You want to be the head of secretariat? Then the one something you have in your mind. I mean, look, what is all this position? Let us work together. But like to that convention, we'll draw up a unity list as always done. It was that he told me, and I never knew. Yeah, even though he told me he was just coming back from Lagos. My man never went to, he went to see Mr. President. And it was, of course, that he went to Lagos, that mean that he went to see Mr. President. So it was that he now told me, look, I want to see President. I told President that, look, I can't move to APC. I want to be in PDP to support you. I said, you told President that? But that was the same accusation you are giving me now. That I'm supporting to say I'm trying to destroy PDP. So you are going to say that. He said, yes. Now, you know, of course, you know, we're all politicians. All kinds of manner of games and this and that. So it's okay. I should give it to tomorrow. Let him go and meet his people. Let him go and meet his people and get back to me. That was to be Thursday. I never saw him. I never saw him again. Then what the announcement was on Friday. And my what's it called, ADC leadership going to see him. And look at it. This is I watched it. That I was told what he was saying. I can't believe that. And that's not talking about character. That's not talking about consistency.
Are you relieved now that he has exited?
Can I finish? This is my problem. You asked me a question. Can I finish so that Nigerians will get the whole gist of what I'm not about being relieved. I've never been worried. Do I look at somebody who was worried any time? No. No, but let Nigerians hear what happened. Okay. If you had that, and they said he has gone to president 3 times to say a president will intervene. Now my question is, president is another party. You are meeting president to intervene what? In our own party? I don't understand that. Indeed, is that correct? Is that really that you went to president for president to intervene, which we all know is wrong? But is it correct that really that was what you went to see president for? Certainly not. Rather, he went to negotiate how they would give him to produce a successor. And he couldn't achieve that. 3 times. He couldn't achieve that. And I've always told people, we have children, we have wives, we have relations. Sometimes the statements you make, if you have children, they should ask, Dad, I can't believe this. Did you watch what you said yesterday or 2 weeks ago? Look at what you are saying now. How do you think people will look at us? That our dad is not a consistent person? That our dad is not somebody people should trust? There in that meeting, you told me that I hope I know that he can never in life work with Atiku. That going to ADC is, if in fact, it's like, okay, his death has come.
He told you that.
I'm telling you, but not very funny, but I'll tell you. Now, and I realized what he told me 2022, 2023. When the president today emerged as the presidential candidate of APC, I was going to the international airport, Port Harcourt, to open the VIP lounge that I built, that our administration built. So he told me he was coming to see me. I said, there's no need coming to town because I was going to the airport. So it's better you land at the airport and wait for me at the airport. So when I got to the airport, he was already there. So we moved to the lounge, 2 of us. He said, look, he cannot work with Atiku. 2022, 2023. He said, look, you know that Atiku hates him. And there's no way he can support Atiku. That's okay. What do we do? I have told you I am going to support a Southern president, because I've always said that the late Buhari hasn't been 8 years. What it means that the South should produce. And he will refuse. He said, let us work together. That was going to take me to the president now, Aswaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That's okay. After 4 days, I never saw him. I saw him on television with Atiku and go. I said, what kind of businessmen are this? You say one thing here, the next thing you are doing a different thing. So I laughed. The same man, what he told me 2023, and what he told me on this Wednesday when we met, on Friday, the same man has now agreed to go to ADC, where the same article that does not like him is, and said, I was the problem of PDP. I was sent by APC to destroy PDP. Now, this is the agent of APC, destroyed PDP, yet you went to see Mr. President to negotiate on how you can come into the same APC. I mean, look at this, you know, and every time we appear and we talk to Nigerians, and nobody asks questions, what kind of characters are these? Is it what will be seen every time? Why would you think that it's because politics? You are insulting Nigerians. 1 minute you tell Nigerians this, the other minute you tell Nigerians that. Anybody who has asked me cannot say. I've always said from day one that I'm going to support a certain president. I never said I was going to leave PDP. I never said so.
Look for where looks like a good place for them to be able to stay. How will you react to that accusation that politicians like you have allowed, you know, personal emotions and greed to drive that, and because of that right now, many people rush to Mr. President to pledge loyalty at night, then by daytime they come and say some things against you. And then secondly, sir, what magic did you do to
let's take one so that I won't forget.
Oh, okay. Sir.
But I want you to know the word that politicians like me, because of greed and this stuff, will know that word. I'm not a greedy man. I will not agree. If human beings can be greedy, some human beings can be greedy. But now that I become politician, no. So many people are greedy, but you don't know you have not done anything with them. They say, when you give a man power and money, then you know the true state of that person, right? Even you who sit there, you don't have power and I don't have money, so you appear to be a very good man. Until today, the day power is given to you, and you are seeing allocation where you are presiding over. That is the time we know whom actually you are.
You are buttressing what is there.
No. What I'm saying. No, listen now.
Once they get money,
hold on. I said it's only politics that exposes you to know whom actually we are. That's the point I'm trying to make. Not that politician. That's the point I'm trying to make. Now, but let me also tell you this. It's not correct that the ruling party. I take exceptions to that. Let me tell you here. If there was anybody who could have done that under Buhari, was me. If If there was anybody that was tormented by a government, it was me. I never ran away. Which of them will say this government is tormenting him or her?
Well, the ADC is claiming that, sir.
ADC, I mean, which of them empowered to say you've been tormented? I'm coming. And then let me come back free. So I'm using myself as an example. What they are talking, see, people should be careful. APC, under the Buhari government, had never wanted to kill PDP by using Modi Ali Sheriff. Had they forgotten? By people like Chubigero Tumiamechi and the former DG of SSL, Daura. You don't know. When people talk about government making efforts to kill the opposition, the only opposition then was PDP. APC government under Buhari then, through Amechi and the former DG. In fact, with all due respect, with my brother, the governor of Igbo State now, play together to use Modi Sheriff to destroy PDP. People like us said, no, it will work. We said, it will not work. We never ran down to Buhari to say, please, let me come and join you. We never did that. So don't say people going about this government has not let any individual come up. I'm talking about governors now. Let any individual come up to say this government was harassing him. This government is doing this or doing that. I was personally haunted. My business was personally haunted. There was nothing that EFCC at that time did not do to us, as the State government. I never chickened out. We fought Modi Sheriff. We won at the Federal High Court. Our winning at the Federal High Court was one of the reasons the government sent SSS to go and impound Justice Liman retired today at the Federal High Court. You remember what happened that night? So when people are talking about this government, I laugh. I just want to let people know. The matter went to the Court of Appeal. Judgment was to be given by 9 a.m. Judgment was not given till about 5-6 p.m. They set aside the judgment of the Federal High Court. We were in Lagos at a co-signature. Ameja and team, they were in the third floor. When the judgment came out, the Modi Sheriff there is the jubilation. Well, we have gotten them. And Modi Sheriff, our man now, is the chamber of the PDP, opposition party. We laughed. I never ran away. Let me not say we. I hired the lawyers, led by Wole Olanipopo, Kanagabi, Isukala, and all of them. The matter go to Supreme Court. It was Supreme Court that we won. That's how we threw out Modi Sheriff. So it's not, when you talk about government, what did the government do? You are looking for an excuse. You don't have any reason other than, oh, let's do this. I want to tell you that all those things are just lies. If your party, you know you're an opposition party, you know the government or the ruling party or the government in power will not look for a loophole. That is politics. We don't look for a loophole, just like you in opposition, looking for a loophole where the government is not doing well to capitalize on in order to take over power. The ruling government too will be looking for a loophole in the opposition to say that opposition will be weakened. People should know that this is the truth. So why I'm bringing these instances now for you to know that killing opposition is not because Tinubu's government. I said under Buhari, this is what they did to kill PDP. All these people shouting. It's only when it does not favor you. I can also tell you what then the APC under Buhari did to make sure that they take Rivers State by all means. By all means. Erifa is alive. He's alive. The governors of the Northwest met with our late president. Unknown to them, or not realizing that there was a PDP governor amongst them, not realizing, because they spoke in their language.
the Supreme Court
Yes.
Against the PDP, which may likely tilt, the situation. So when people saw those faces at that convention,
Yes.
that's when they actually felt that you had emerged the national leader of the PDP. What magic did you do?
There's nothing like magic. Is you talking to people, let them understand the reality. It's not to chase shadows. These are experienced and leaders in their own right who have said that, look, what is the bone of contention? You have always talked about, in fact, what they have always carried, entire affairs of the party. In fact, that's one news all of you like, entire affairs of the party, entire affairs of the party. Even I can give it to you, even when these matters go to court. The moment the court sees that, oh, it is between me and you, the same party, it's entire affairs of the party. Nobody wants to really look down. What is the claim? Or what are the claimants? What are they asking for? Read it first before you find out whether it's entire affairs of the party. So those who are lazy, those who don't want to work, will always come entire affairs of the party. Journalists will call it entire affairs of the party. Everybody, entire affairs of the party. What is the bone of contention? And that's how God works. Before this judgment of Court of Appeal came, there was a matter the Supreme Court gave judgment a week to the, take for example, today is a Monday, for example. Tomorrow will be Saturday, for example. Supreme Court gave judgment the FCT election under Buhari. There are two issues. Two people in the same APC contending. I'm the candidate. Because he is the candidate. At the Federal High Court, the respondent won. At the Court of Appeal, it was dissenting 2-1. The respondent still won. Then the plaintiff went to Supreme Court. And Supreme Court came out clearly. Now look, it is not in every matter is an entire affair of the party. That when you refuse to obey the Constitution, when you refuse to obey the Electoral Act, when you refuse to obey even the electoral guidelines, the court has right to intervene. And in this case, what are we asking for? What are we asking for? What we are saying, look, INEC, by law, you are a creation of law, and therefore you must obey the law. Can you participate in the activities of these people who have refused to obey the Constitution of the country, who have refused to obey the Electoral Act, who have refused to obey INEC and electoral guidelines, who have refused to obey the PDP's Constitution itself? Can you, in all this, participate in what they are doing? We sued INEC. So the principal relief eventually was against INEC. And the court said, look at it clearly. INEC can't do this in the face of this. INEC cannot do this in the face of this. We're not talking about who is chairman of party. That's not what we're talking about. We are talking about you can't go ahead with your convention because you have violated all these laws. And INEC, as a creation of law, you cannot participate in this. People should get it clear. It's not every time you come up, you say, entire affairs of the party, entire affairs of the party. What is entire affairs of the party there? We're not talking about who is chairman of the party. We're not saying that the Magu at that time was not chairman. We didn't say so. We are saying that 14, 15 states have not done their primaries. Can you deny them participation in the national convention? 14 states without having their congresses. No caretaker participates in national convention. They don't vote. And the court said, look, and even the required statutory notice that you're supposed to give to INEC, INEC said, you did not give them. So in the face of all this flagrant disobedience or violation, can INEC be part of what is going on? So, that, why we're trying to say, so it is not about magic. This Chule Lamido is been experienced. McAfee is been experienced. And these are founding fathers of the party. The former Senate president is been experienced. And that comes to say, gentlemen, I think we have allowed you to this extent. We can't continue. We love this party. We don't want this party to die. And therefore, they say, look, to show commitment, to let Nigerians know we are still interested in this party. We will participate in this convention. We believe that this is the right thing to do. Yes, you have gone to Supreme Court. We have no problem with the Supreme Court. We are happy. It is a part of the development of the law. We're happy. If the Supreme Court says you are wrong, no problem. But I believe our legal team is so strong. Look at all the aspects, look at all ramifications. They don't know why it should be contrary. But we are lying to the Supreme Court. We are not, it's not about, so you will use it every time, faction. You create faction. We have not created, there's no faction. You have seen that the law had recognized. When we did the convention, you saw INEC there. When they did the Amana convention in Ibadan, did you see INEC? But every time you come to blame, and when that thing happened, we blame INEC. What is the blame about INEC? The court has told INEC you cannot participate in this. And then you're blaming INEC. INEC should disobey what the court said. And to just satisfy you, in order not for you to raise the blackmail and propaganda, they fall in. No, nobody does that.
Okay, I'm going to go back to his opening question on the presidency
Okay.
at PDP. I know you say it's not all about the presidency, but people are curious. I, for one, would like to know your view of the fact that you are now the national leader of the party. Are members comfortable with the fact that they can apply for the presidency and they will not have your support? And are there people willing to go as far to show their commitment to the party by sticking their name out as a presidential candidate, knowing that they will not have your support?
Now, have it very clear. What you want to achieve, is it just your name to be in the ballot that you are already president, or you want to win presidency? Which one do you want?
In this instance, it's a democracy.
No, I know. Are you saying democracy is just let it be that people have seen me?
No, I'm looking at your figure as the national.
That's what I'm asking you. That's what I'm
party.
saying. I'm saying this. I say, look, yes, I'm national leader. I agree. There's no really way about it.
So,
for example, no, Francis. I don't do anything for just doing sake. I face reality on ground. What is the reality on ground? We have told the party, the NWC, to set up a small committee and look at the viability of us within the election as far as the presidency is concerned. Primaries is starting April 23rd. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Now, you tell me seriously, tell me seriously, you want to run for presidency, you wake up now, somebody goes, I want to be president of Nigeria. The primary starts from 23rd. Do you want to convince me that there's seriousness in that? We must be very objective, and that's the problem we're having in this country. We don't do things emotionally. In fact, I was surprised yesterday. Thoroughly surprised when I was watching politics today. So, if there was any way to break the screen, I would have shot him.
I'm coming, mother.
If
Short television or short film.
in 5 feet, we get to him.
Short film.
Let me tell you.
didn't say that.
Let me tell you. No, see what I'm
We know
saying.
what he
But the
means.
point I'm saying is how you can take yourself, the interviewer, saying that we cannot allow this only one party to do. Look, I said, what is this? I'm calling you are an interviewer. You are not telling them your own view that how can they be there and make a mistake to allow one party in this country. We will not. I was just taken aback. And no, the point I'm trying to make. There's nothing wrong. You are the interviewer asking questions. How would people have allowed this kind of thing to happen? Now you are not the one coming out in a national television making that kind of thing, which means you've already taken a position which is not right. That's the point I'm trying to make. So I'm not saying I should be going to give. No, what I'm trying to say, the anger that how could an interviewer, the anchor person, be making such a statement? And I said, this is not the kind of journalism I have seen people. I watch other stations, I watch CNN. You can't see somebody. I mean, there's nothing wrong with putting a question to him. How do you feel? How do you see it? There's nothing wrong in that. But for you can see the anger in him. It's very bad. So the point I'm making, I would not, because the national leader of the party, and I know that we are not prepared to vie for the presidency, for example. I just say, call, what's your name? Sambo, come. Go and collect for presidency for the sake of we have contested election. I don't like that.
But you've urged us.
The point I'm making, nobody goes out to say, Benga, come and run for presidency. No. Benga must be emotionally, psychologically, be prepared. I want to do this.
Is it safe therefore to conclude that the PDP will not field a serious presidential candidate?
I did not say that. I say, for me, if I look at the reality. No. What I'm trying to say.
I was actually going.
No, what I'm trying to say, listen to me carefully. I said, a committee has been set up to look at the viability. I said so. But I'm just trying to let you know, if we are being realistic, it won't is not about presidency. Do you want us to go and pick from simply because we want to be there that we have run for presidency when we don't want to make any impact? Or can we make any impact? But if they are saying that today, I know how many people who want to be governors in their state. I know how many people who want to be senators. I know people who want to go to House of Reps. I know many people who want to go to House of Assembly. In each state, you can see the vibrancy in them. Even coming back, sir, give us the ticket for Senate. So I'm just trying to let you know. So I know where you are rushing to.
No, actually you don't.
How will you be leader of a party and you're already saying that your party does not have the wherewithal to
I don't know. Please. Take the English middle. Wherewithal is finance. Wherewithal have to do with finance.
Yes.
Okay, let me tell you. Finance, when they say party does not have money. The party does not have money. An individual must say, listen, take reality. You are not politicians. You want us to tell you what will suit you. I will not do that. What I'm trying to tell you is that, first of all, I want to run for president. For example, now, I've checked myself. I have the resources to start with, but no one man alone, do you understand me, can have all the resources. You may have support. Supporters will come to give them some when they know. First of all, you stand the chance of making any impact. No, you see, take for example, tell me now, come out for president. Even as I am here now seated as the Minister of FCT, I resign now, like you wrote that I've resigned. And even have my new signature you sign. You know, take for example, I want to come out now for president. Tell me, even if I have all the money, do you understand me? What impact am I going to make from now? If you are talking about presidency, we are not talking about local government chairman. We're not talking about House of Assembly. We're not talking about House of Reps. When you are talking about a local government or two local governments, you are talking about 36 states and FCT.
But could it have been that they were discouraged because
just
of
a
your
quick
bold, brazen and constant support for Mr. President's re-election in 2023?
How could they have been when in 2023, did I not say I will support Mr. President? So why were they not discouraged at that time? It's not correct.
Just a quick follow-up, just to conclude.
Delegates from River
protect the lady. I'm
just trying to quickly wrap up where I'm sorry. So I wanted you to speak to the fact that you are upset that Sheung said we are sliding to a one-party state.
No. This time, listen to what I said.
Okay, let me just frame it correctly. Yeah?
See what I'm saying? As the interviewer, you don't need to put yourself as if you know that this is your position.
The point I'm trying to make is you've urged us to be logical in looking at things. The ADC doesn't seem to be stable. The Labour Party seems to be.
Can I come to that?
And then.
Can I come to that? I come to that?
Yeah.
Now you have brought this ADC. I'm sorry. Now you have brought it. You see, that's why we should be able to ask ourselves questions. I'm going to, frankly speaking, if I was a member, so-called, if I were to join to any party, I'll be very careful not to join some of these parties that already have crisis, ab initio.
Including the PDP?
As if I were to join any party. I'm already in PDP. So why you say including PDP again?
Well, you were given an
I said if I was to enter another party, I would be careful. Look into the crisis first. Those parties are not rooted like PDP.
Okay.
They are not rooted like PDP. Now, do you know what happened in the ADC? That's why sometimes I try to read, go and find out. And this was the case management, as far as I'm concerned, where I saw it. Baba Gombe went to court sometime September 2025, filed an originating summons for ex parte order and motion for interlocutory injunction. They went to court. The court said, no. Put them on notice and let them come and show cause why I should not grant this. I don't know what I said. Show cause. In essence, I'm not going to grant anything at their back. But the court has not taken a decision as long as we're concerned for what I read. Now, what did the ADC do? They went and appealed to the Court of Appeal against what the judge said, put them on notice to come and show cause why they should not be granted. There are lawyers who are so experienced and this thing. They would do it. They would go to court and make sure they argue at the matter. And then we can go on appeal. But look at the danger. And that's what we should tell themselves. Ask, what is the truth in this matter? Before you begin to blame INEC, before you begin to blame judiciary, before you begin to blame the ruling party. Is it the ruling party that told your lawyer to go and file an appeal when the matter has not even been heard? Just because the judge said, put them on
TerraQ, now available in crayfish.
in the court to tell INEC to be recognizing us because the carrier committee have been formed. Two, that police should give us support to open the secretariat so we can occupy them. Now the judge said, I won't grant them, but I would rather say put them on notice and come and show cause why they will come to court. They wrote petition against the judge to recuse himself. You are not going to the court. They wrote petition against the judge to recuse himself. And blah 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 blah. They went to Court of Appeal. Court of Appeal gave judgment. What has happened? In the first place, it's a discretionary order, and two, it's a interlocutory issue. You must seek leave of the court before you call. Whatever it is, the court has not said anything and threw away their appeal. The same thing happened in this ADC. And the Court of Appeal said, as far as we are concerned, the judge has not granted or refused to grant. All the judge said, put them on notice to come. And you're also talking about the issue of jurisdiction. The Court of Appeal said, no, the matter has not been heard to talk about the issue of jurisdiction. If the matter has been heard, and even if it is not raised the issue of jurisdiction in that lower court, you can raise it for the first time in the Court of Appeal. That is, the matter has already been heard in the trial court. Blah 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 blah, and the court gave judgment. Now, the question you should ask: what is the judgment that the Court of Appeal gave that made ADC to go and appeal to Supreme Court? What was the judgment that the court made, or the order the court gave, that made them to appeal to Supreme Court? If there was no order made by the Court of Appeal, would they have appealed to Supreme Court? If the order made was not against them, would they have appealed to Supreme Court? Judgment was given in March 12. APC filed notice of appeal on 16th of March 2026. In fact, on the 31st of this month, that's when they transmitted the record of appeal to Supreme Court. On the 1st of April, being 2 days ago, they filed for motion for stay of execution of that judgment. What judgment are you going to stay? What judgment? I'm coming. What judgment are you filing motion for stay of execution if the judgment was nothing to affect you? Now, what is judgment? Even in their ground 7 of their ground of appeal, they are complaining, why should the judge grant order of status quo ante bellum? Why? If that order was not touching on you, if that order does not have any negative effect on you, would you have appealed? Certainly not. Now, let me. I know you will come. It's good for Nigerians to get all this part. It's very good to come on television. INEC did this. This. You have gone on appeal. Tell Nigerians, what did you go to do on appeal? What order that you think was negative to you that you want on appeal? Because they have not told Nigerians that they want an appeal on that judgment. They did not tell Nigerians that they filed a motion for stay of execution of that judgment. Do you stay something that is favorable to you? Do you go and appeal something that is favorable to you? You go and appeal something that is not favorable to you. Now, and the lawyer on the respondent side wrote letter to INEC. You must comply with the orders given by the judgment of the Court of Appeal. In fact, I must say this, to my own mind, ordinarily, INEC ought to, by that judgment, ought to be recognizing what is called Bala Gobe. But INEC is not to be seen to be biased. Now say, look, in fact, ADC should even be happy that INEC said, look, we are not going to recognize any of you until you sort out your matter at the court, right? But if you ask me personally, I would think that INEC did that in order to see that they are balancing, not to be seen to be. But it is matter going to you helping this person or not helping this person. The law says this. Whether it is good or whether it is bad, that's what the law says. Now, you now say, okay, let me end. So, okay, you now say, no, what INEC did was bad. The political party should know that you must put your house in order. Not when you are messed up. You go and hold INEC. If you don't hold INEC, you hold the judges. If you don't hold the judges, you say it's the ruling party. Is it the ruling party that told you to make that kind of blunder you made? Blunder that may be costing you heavily now. But you won't tell people the truth. You go and bring people to interpret what's ante-bellum. Okay, assuming you have different interpretation, why do you go to court based on that granting of the status quo ante-bellum? And that is the ground 7 of the ground of appeal.
With you.